again, his economic plan for the American people is indeed working. But as president is fighting, as he is fighting to bring costs down more and ensure that middle-class families get a fair shake, House Republicans are advancing an economic plan that will take tax cuts for the rich, higher prices, and cutting social media, cutting social security.
I mean, the president has been quite optimistic in his latest statements about the possibility of a soft landing for the economy, but at the same time, we also have massive layoff announcements like Microsoft just today. Is this a matter of concern for the White House?
So that is something, as you know, that we watch closely anytime there are reports of Americans losing their jobs. President Biden knows firsthand the impact of losing a job and what that can have to your entire family. This is something that he knows and understands very well. I don't have a comment on specific moves announced by particular companies. As you know, we are very careful from here talking about private companies, but more broadly speaking, layoffs remain near record lows according to job openings data.
And job cuts. Amazon announced 18,000 job cuts today. Microsoft announced 10,000 job cuts today. All these thousands of job cuts are coming on top of tens of thousands of jobs being cut across the tech sector and across sectors in corporate America. Obviously, the White House and the administration, like you just pointed out a couple of minutes ago, still believes the economy is resilient, does not expect it to slip into a recession. But as we talk about mass layoffs and as the White House continues to point a strong economy and overall recovery in the labor market, how do you expect some of these numbers and some of these statistics to impact that recovery in the coming months?
So let me just be clear, when you talk about recession and you talk about what we're seeing currently with the economy, these are the data points, right? The data points are showing that this is not what we see, what the economy is currently, to pre-recession or recession. I mean, that is what the experts are saying as well, and that's what the data points are proving. With CPI today, the PPI today, we're seeing that inflation is actually indeed moderating. And a lot of that is connected to the president's economic policies. Well,
so no immediate concern from these tens of thousands of.
What I'm saying is we're going to closely monitor this. We are always keeping an eye on these things, but these are private. These are private companies that are making decisions, and we're just not going to comment. Question
on the debt limit. I know that the White House says that you're not going to negotiate with Republicans on sort of, concessions or anything tied to it. Does that mean that the White House, the president, is dissuading other Democrats on the Hill from engaging in those conversations and those negotiations with Republicans?
What we've been very clear about is that in the last administration, the debt ceiling was dealt with three times in a bipartisan way. And so that's what the president wants to see. It is their constitutional duty for Congress to deal with this issue. And again, it's been done in a bipartisan way, and we should not put the full faith and credit of our country and take it hostage, right? We should not do that. And so that's what we've been very clear about. It's been done in a bipartisan way the last three times under the last administration, and that's what we want to see.
So just to be clear, Democrats and Republicans in a bipartisan way reach an understanding, reach an agreement as it relates to the debt limit. The president would accept that. We've
been very clear. There should not be any negotiations around here. We should not be stepping around dealing with the debt ceiling. We've been incredibly clear here. This is an issue that is a constant, the basic duties of Congress to take care.
If the president meets with congressional leadership on other matters between now and when Secretary Yellen says we'll reach the default point, will he entertain discussions at all during meetings that may be on some unrelated topic with members of Congress about debt limit negotiations, or will he just sort of say, no, we're not going to do this, we'll discuss the topic at hand, but we won't talk about negotiating over the debt limit?
So let me be clear, I don't have a meeting with leaders to read out at this time or to announce, but we've been really clear, we will not, there will not be any negotiations over the debt ceiling. We will not do that. It is their constitutional duty, you think about, not be used as a political football. That is not how we should be moving forward here. Our outreach is deliberate to ensure Congress knows that the debt ceiling must be addressed, again, without condition.